welcome to part 2 of the Kazon Raider. It's a raider, not a fighter. We found that one out. It's not a fighter, it's a lover. Anywho, back to the model. We've got some work done to this wee beastie. To be fair, do you know what? There isn't actually really a lot of reference material online for this kit, so if there's anybody else out there that's going to be building this kit, yeah, just be aware that there's not really a great deal of information out there on this one. Even the studio model isn't exactly the same as this particular kit. Main reason being is that they made it so they could interchange parts to turn it into different types of Kazon ships. I guess that cuts down a lot on the expenditure of making these kits when they can just pop off panels and put new panels on, etc. It makes it a bit cheaper for them rather than making sort of like 4 or 5 different ships in total. So you can't really blame them for doing that, but unfortunately for the hobbyist it does basically mean that there isn't a lot of studio photo references out there for this particular kit. I've got one that is within this configuration, but unfortunately you can't see a great deal of detail on it at all, which is a shame, but it does give you some level of detail, which is, I guess, all you can ask for really. The main things that we've been doing is, well, as I said, we've been making moulds. So if I can get this part here, let's see if we can zoom the camera in. Here we go. It's a little bit slow. There we go. But yeah, basically these parts here light up, and then you've also got, whoop, let's get the camera up, that part there that lights up as well. So I've taken moulds of both of those parts on both sides as well, because I'm not sure whether they're going to be exactly the same or not on both sides. So I've, just to err on the side of caution, I just decided to do both of them. On this one you can see we've got the back two there that are still attached, but we've actually made the hole in the middle for the front one, and that is really wide enough to let the amount of light in that we need for these, because these don't need to be sort of like in your face glaring neons at all, so they're done. The other thing that we've done is that we've worked on these. Hopefully if we can get that into shot, you can see there what we've got, both sides of the engine out there, and then also front shot. That just, it all fell apart. Yay, there you go. So let's get that back in. There you go. So you can see that we've got the front part done there, and we've done the same to both of those. And then on the other side you'll see another nice little hole. If we take it off, that'll be easier. There you go. So you can see another little hole there that had a fairly big part on it. I'm not quite 100% certain whether that should have been lit or not, but there was 2 areas of it that looked as though it should have been lit. So I took a mould of that and then took those off. I mean, at the end of the day, if they're not meant to be lit up, then I've either got 2 choices. I can either A, just stick the new panels back on there and just paint it over them, or B, I can just go down the non-Canon route and light them up, because you know what I'm like with my lights. I like to light things up. I like to put lights where lights aren't meant to go. So yeah, this is the silicone that we've used. This is basically a HT Silicone, and it's able to take temperatures of up to 3000 degrees, so it will be able to handle the chemical reaction between the acrylic powder and the liquid monomer that I put in there. It'll be able to handle that more than enough, really, to be quite honest, but you're not going to be able to see. There's a couple of little divots in there, unfortunately, but once it's cured and hardened properly, we will just be able to remove those without a problem. And then, as I say, what we've done is we've got these as well. So we've got this one here, which is for the two little ones at the back of the main ship, and then you've got this one here, which is for the you can't really see the detail on that, unfortunately, sorry, because it is black. Oh, there you go, you can see it just a bit there if I hold it like that. So we got the singular one that goes in the front of it as well. So we got those done, and then we've got exactly the same for the other side as well. So that's good. The other thing that we've done as well on here is, if we take a look, I've taken massive chunks out of the kit, to be fair, just there for windows. They don't need to be that big, but because the windows are so small on this one, I've just decided it's going to be easier to remove a whole chunk of plastic and then cover that up with Scotch tape, and then pour in some of the acrylic powder followed by some of the liquid monomer, which will then form the windows. And then basically what I can do, where the windows need to go, I can just stick on some masking tape, then over the top of that just apply some black paint to seal it, and then paint it as normal. And then we've also got, if we can see this, I'm not sure whether, yes you can, just about. So we've got the windows out at the front and also down the side as well, and we've done that on both sides as well, which is good. So we've got that, so we've done those, and then all of the other smaller pieces here, and if we just move those out of the way, I've drilled out the holes for the windows on these as well. You're meant to have two windows up there, one window there, and then two windows down there. Now at the moment I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to be able to do the lighting on this until such time that we get a bit closer to the or putting these parts on. But I will do exactly the same with these as I did with the others, basically just fill them up with the acrylic powder and monomer, and then just mask them off and then paint as usual. And then after that, then we can decide what we're doing with, or how we're going to get the light into those, because they do stick out a bit from the ship. And then I like to call it the tusk. I don't know whether that's what it's actually called or not, but you've got a couple of windows there, and again they'll be filled in with the acrylic powder and monomer and then masked. And there's the other one as well. And then we've got the two other ones at the front there, so we've got those there. Oh, I just dropped that. That was kind of good timing though, because I needed to pick the other bit out. And then we've got the windows in the other ones there as well. So they're all the bits that we've done. The other thing that I have done actually is I've just glued these bits on, to be fair, and it's the same on that one. And the reason why I've done that is just easier, and it's better to put these on a non-painted surface, so you get a better bond with this. Now with this kit, I have noticed, and I'm not sure whether you're going to see them or not, but you might. Yes, you can, just about across down there, and then across there, and then there's another one there. You've got some lines that are raised detail, and they should actually be inverted detail. Basically, they should be basically panel gaps, and then it's the same on the other side. And then you're meant to also have panel lines on this particular part as well, in a couple of areas. So to that end, what I did last night was I went on to Amazing and brought myself a multi-set of scribers. You got I think it's a 0.2 2mm head, which is the one that I will use for this, because you don't want the lines to be that big, to be fair. But they're all interchangeable, so that's good. And the other thing that I've done as well to help me along the way is the good old-fashioned label makers. I've just brought some of that label maker plastic tape that's adhesive, so I can actually lay that down on the kit, and then I will have a nice sturdy line to run that cut down. The other thing as well is that I just need to be really careful when I do that, because I can't really make them too deep, because otherwise it's just going to look rather silly. So we've got those. The other thing that I'm doing at the moment as well, and I think this should be dry now because it's been on there for 24 hours, so I can afford to take these clamps off now. So I've just really quick and easy put a piece of card on here, and I've glued it on with the good old Elmer's glue, so I can take it off afterwards. But what I need to do with that is just really just chop that around to make sure that it follows the contours of this inner piece here, because this piece needs to be removed and it needs to be replaced with a clear plastic bit. That's actually meant to be the landing bays in there somewhere, so I've been told. And if you look at the model when it's all lit up on in this, you know, on film, on, you know, on the TV series, you do kind of get that glowy effect coming in. So I'll be changing that over. So basically what I've done, because it's the I think it's, is it called PGTF or PTGF or something like that? Anyway, it's a type of perspex plastic. I'm going to be using that stuff to do these, mainly because you can actually get it to bend to shape. So what I'm going to do, once I've got this done and got this to the correct shape, what I will do is then take this off, transfer it to the clear plastic that I'm using, and then I'll be able to use this as a template to actually cut the other stuff out. And then what I'll do, because that PGTF I think it's called, if you put it in hot water it will actually bend. So what I'll do is I'll then just clamp that plastic to the inner part of this, and then chuck it in a bowl of hot water, and then that way it will actually mould to the shape. And then once it's cooled down it will stay in that shape, which then means that I can cut that part off completely, and then I can just replace it with the clear plastic. And it's exactly the same on this one as well. We've got this one as well here, we've done exactly the same thing too. So it's going to be fun. Luckily enough I've got a razor saw that I cut through that like nobody's business, so that'll be good. But that's kind of where we're at the moment. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm only going to make a short video. It's taken me a week just to get this far, if I'm to be honest. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and then I will come back to you next week, hopefully with some more updates to this kit. So until then, thanks for watching, and please do take care.